What's going on, YouTube? It's real recognize real, and it only gets realer from here. But first, I want to give a shout out to all my fellow Pisces out there. Gang, you already know. We in the build done. Also want to give a shout out to all my fellow other Zodiacs out there. Shout out to you. Also want to give a shout out to all my 2-2s and my 3-3s and my 2-2-2s and my 3-3-3s and my 7-7-7s. And shout out to any other angelical numerical numbers that I may have forgot to mention. Also want to thank everybody for coming out to support the channel. Thank you. And those of you that are new, welcome to the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Don't forget to click that bell notification to be notified of my upcoming videos and content. And we're going to jump right in. So I'm going to be talking about tonight about Pisces women in regards to how to get a Pisces back after she leaves you. And damn, that's crazy. How did it go? GXB10, how you doing? And appreciate the Ariel Black, appreciate the gold coin. Let me see. Are you a Pisces woman? That's crazy. What happened? I'm surprised. I thought that was the match. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I was trying to get me a Pisces woman, and I don't know. I've been on the hunt for one, and I didn't really I didn't get to see the person that I've been checking out the last couple of days, but I'm like, well, I pretty much said if it's meant to be, I'll bump back into him. And I didn't. She didn't even come to the McDonald's, so kind of felt like it was a day off for it. Not for me, but for me basically talking to her. He said he was a Pisces man, and you say you February, okay, February, is it February 18th? Said yes, he's a March Pisces. Glee, what's going on, Glee? I ain't seen you in a minute. How you doing? Let me see. Okay, GXB. Why are you pissed off? But yeah, I feel like it's been a long day, you guys. I feel like I always say it's been a long day, but it's been the right day. If that makes sense. But yeah, Glee said I'm a March Pisces, and your ex-husband is March Pisces, and y'all share the same birthday. Okay. Well, what made y'all like break up though? Cause I want to hear it, because I be hearing different experiences from Pisces men to Pisces women about them. What people have said, like people people have said that a Pisces woman plays games, and I heard a Pisces woman tell me that the Pisces man plays too many games. So it's like, I just want to know, like, who usually is the one that throws the, messes it up, and why? Because, like I say, my mother's a Pisces, and I mean, we don't always see eye to eye, because she does have, I think she has Leo and a Leo rising, and I think she got a Virgo moon. So it's kind of like, it's a little different. Just like if you, and I'm actually doing a series about, each month. I mean, yeah, each birth date in March for, the 1st through the 31st of, like, well, not the 31st, wouldn't count. So it'd be, March 20th. So I'm gonna just do, like, personality through all the birthdays. Let me see. Welcome, Gary Williams. He said he got candy. Okay, Glee said your ex was very controlling and tried to talk to him about his controlling issues. I even apologized for not showing up in my marriage. Yeah, I mean, I've heard that before too. Like, and I think that's a difficult thing for a Pisces to do regarding like not sharing their issues or like things that they might be struggling with, because that's a vulnerable thing to do, if that makes sense. Glee said, but he never once admitted to any of his wrongdoing, and it started pushing me away. He started being very judgmental. My moon and rising is Taurus. Damn. And I think, yeah, I'm well, for my sign is crazy because my match is usually a Taurus, but I haven't had anything long lasting with a Taurus woman, so I don't know. It's like I want to go towards a water sign, but I'm nervous about it at the same damn time. I don't. It's like even with air, it's different because you don't really know what's what. If it's you want a real connection, it's hard to find a real connection in such a way. Let me see. Welcome, Og. Woo. I mean, I hope I didn't say your name wrong, but I just call you. It's late, man. Is it Oogie? No, I'm just saying. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I just call you. Oh, I don't want to mess your name up, but you said astrology, side branch of which much old magic. Calendars don't line up to when that magic originated. The month you were means nothing, man. I mean, I have to disagree with you on that, buddy, but I feel like it's not something that everybody understands, and I feel like a lot of people just can it because they don't get it, or they just don't want to like know anything. They just don't have the interest in it, and I totally understand. But like everything means something. Like everything. Like even if you like walked out the house and you were frowned up about something, that means something. The way you dress means something. Everything got a meaning to like your mood, and to me it's like your birth date, your personality, and trying to understand yourself better. That's what this is for. So it's like I call this awareness and being and trying to get yourself to a higher state of consciousness, because bro, it's like so many different things. I can't even explain it to you, but like it's like I've seen so many like transformations and just crazy stuff that I can't sit on it and just be like, oh, that was just for me only. Like, nah. So I realize it's something you gotta share with everyone. Let me see. You said if it ever that the months are completely off. I mean, what do you mean by months? You talking about the birth dates? Let me see. JXB said best mates is March 3rd too. Yeah, that's the thing. Like I see like with Pisces is like I really think it could work, but it's like again, you gotta find somebody that's just got the, probably not that many things that are bad, if that makes sense. But it's like it's too hard to gauge that because, as I mentioned, the illusion and then the facade is just too strong nowadays for people to really know what is really going on with people. Oh, and I mean, I'm not gonna say the research, bro. Uh, is it OG? Yeah, I think it's OG. I think that's what your name. But yeah, I'm not. Yeah, it's not really research, bro, because like with me, I feel like research is an illusion too, bro. I feel like, and this is just how I feel, bro. I feel like a lot of shit really is how you look at it, bro. Because if think of it like if somebody made something, you only gonna understand it of how you understand it, and everybody gets their own bits and puzzle pieces to whatever it is that you know they're unsure about until they figure it out in their own way. Then it starts to make sense to them based off of their perspective. So we could be saying the same thing, and it's like, what do you believe? Do you believe that you landed here on a spaceship and met, you gotta look at the bigger picture. You can't just look at bits and pieces, to the point where when you were in school, you were taught history, you were taught things, so you wasn't there to see the man write the history. You wasn't there to see, Christopher Columbus or anybody that was, talked about, for example. So you can't say research. You can be taught something in school, and the argument is, how do you don't know what they were telling you was true or not? You're just left with whatever's there. That's why I said you can research all day and it still won't change a thing unless you really know what you're researching. That's why I said, like, you need to research. you need to research, because me, bro, I know a lot more than what you probably think I know, bro. Like, I'm not trying to make it like sound like that, but it is what it is, bro. Like, I believe in a higher power. I believe that it's different realms. I believe that everything is not as it is. It's abstract as hell. Everything's indirect, nonverbal. You see the nonverbals, and I believe in moods, attitudes, different things. It's like you don't really need no research. You can clearly see it. Let me see. Of course I have an open mind and I have discernment. I'm not like, see, I think you think that you're basically schooling me, but I'm like, bro, I'm like 10 steps ahead of whatever you think I am, bro. I know exactly what discernment is. I know I have a relationship with God, bro. You can't just get on here and just be judgmental. Like, one without sin cast the first stone. And what scripture is that? Since you're so smart, do you even know your scriptures? Let me, since you wanna come on here and try to be a smart guy, what does the scripture talk about with Romans 12:8? I'll wait. And what is it about? And what is it about? And I'm not only saying that because, bro, whatever happened to love, bro, like respect. Because it's like, bro, it's one thing to ask a question like, hey, what do you think about this? And just hear a person out. But if you just get on here and you're trying to be holier than thou or trying to be upright, that's being judgmental, bro. And that's a sin. So it's like you don't know who you're really dealing with unless you ask questions, bro. Let me see. Glee said what really got to me was the shift in his eyes. I no longer the love that we once shared. So what Pisces do, I started hanging with friends, not coming home. And I admit it. Yeah, I mean, now let me ask you this, Glee. I'm not trying to bust you out, and then I'm just saying, what did you do? You cheated? Because that's the thing, like, I understand what you're saying. You're saying like that the shift in his eyes, so you felt like he was looking different, or did you think that he did something? Did you think that he did something first? Because I ain't gonna lie, with most, I will say some Pisces, is that it could be a situation where it's hard to set boundaries. It's hard for a person to communicate once they get to a point where they're unsure about where you guys stand, if that makes sense. So it's like, it could be confusing for it to even to understand how a Pisces feel could be confusion, because you don't really know, like whatever makes that Pisces feel comfortable in regards to you too. It's like whatever makes you feel comfortable, it's hard to explain what that looks like or what that feels like, because like me, I could say me sitting in my car, I might be in my car more than I am in my house. So people might say, well, damn, you always in your car. Like, is that your second home? And it's like, yeah. Because it's like, I feel super comfortable in my own car, and I feel more comfortable in my car than in my house, because in my house is nothing there, just me. And it's like so fucking quiet, and just, I'd rather go sit in my car where my windows, I can look outside and see stuff than to be in the damn house. Because the last thing I heard was when the mouse trap caught the mice, that kind of was a freaky, like, I don't know, it was a freaky situation for me that it just threw me off to where I just didn't want to like sleep in the house by myself. Cause like, bro, like I heard that noise, like something like, I call it the mouse cussing me out, but obviously it wasn't like cuss words like that, but it's just the way like my imagination was telling, showing me. Cause when I looked at them, playing what they call that, I forgot the name of that game, but it was like where you you sit on, you put one foot on the circle and then another, like a hand on another circle, but on the mat. I forgot the name that it was called, but yeah, I caught like 3 mice on like 2 traps, and they were squealing. So like that threw me off. So I was like, oh shit, I can't even sleep, bro. Like, and I did hear them like scratching, because I live out in the woods. So like, who knows how they got in, but like, that's just wild how I heard them squealing, and that shit woke me up, bro. But yeah, back to the Pisces thing, I feel like it could be, I believe it could work. It's just that it just takes work. But it's like, I don't think it's good that a Pisces man will go into his emotions with, to a Pisces woman just because she's a Pisces woman. Because now, one thing is that, depending on the situation, those issues that Pisces man mentions could be something that could backfire, to the point where, let's say, like I heard from a Gemini woman once that she got with a guy, and he started like, it was a Scorpio. And she said that the Scorpio had a lot of, personal issues that she didn't even, she didn't want to hear. And she listened to him vent, and then he just like, he turned her off by the things that he had hangups about, like, from trust issues to, stuff that he was holding a grudge about when he was a kid. And he went see how sharing too much information, oversharing, can cost you, to the point where I don't recommend it. Like, especially with someone you're dating, or, you're in a relationship with, until you guys establish that that's okay to do between the both of you. Because you could literally, like, you can assume that, oh, she's my girlfriend and I want to talk to her about these emotional topics, and then that it could backfire because you're the man, and then you're, going off into the little sassy, little stories about how you felt when somebody did such and such. And now she starts looking at, you and questioning your manhood, because in her eyes, she feels like she's the female. So you have to be like careful how you, as a Pisces man, how you conduct yourself with the Pisces woman or any woman. Because, bro, like, it's certain things because I know for a fact, I even witnessed 2 guys talking about like issues, and it was just like, they both was just like, yeah, I can't stand that. And then like, when you sit in barbershops, men do the same shit, and it does look like they're bitching, because they get the, when you hear the discussion, and yeah, man, and she said this, and yeah, man, and man, and what else, and they just gossiping and just going on and sharing all their business. And it's like, you in the damn barber chair, like basically thinking like, cause you just finished my damn cut so I can get on, bro. Cause I don't want to hear this shit, bro. Like, you know, and it's only because like it's stuff that you know that's going on in A4 walls, and it's probably stuff that you probably shouldn't even be hearing because, you know, anybody could, you know, eavesdrop on that man's life and what he got going on to where you bringing it to the barbershop. But I feel you though, Glee. Like I feel like you know, Pisces is very complex. It's very complex. So like my question is like, okay, can you get a Pisces woman back after a breakup? You know, no matter what sign you are, do you really think you could get a Pisces woman back after a breakup? So I'm gonna talk about this because here, when we look at the different dynamics, we look at relationships, breakups, forgiveness, and then having to rebuild trust. Well, I'm gonna say it like this. Probably not, because when you break trust with a Pisces, it's pretty much over, because a Pisces really don't really do that whole second chance thing with the breakup, because like depending on what you've done, it's not even worth even trying to rebuild it to the point where it probably won't get back to where it once was. Now, like I say, that's questionable, but it all depends on what happened. Now, I will say, okay, so let's say, because here's the thing: if you mess up with a Pisces woman, now I've seen Pisces women give a second chance, but like it's not gonna be the same, if that makes sense. It's like she might be a little bit more, you know, she might be a little more strict, a little, you know, a little edgy. She's probably not gonna be the same way that she once was before, you know, you what you've done. So the thing about it, it's not something that a Pisces woman will leave just because y'all just had an argument. That's not what I'm saying. It's much more than that. So, you know, everybody has arguments. Everybody gets into you know, disagreements and whatnot. But the problem here is that it's all about the time. So she needs to see real change. So if it's been like something fresh just happened, you're probably gonna be, you know, put on the bench to where, okay, wait a minute, I got to wait. I'm not ready to decide. And see, that could piss somebody off, because just as, you know, as long as you guys have been together, you might feel like, what's the wait? But that's see what I'm saying? You done broke the trust. So now it's almost like reset. It's like a full reset. But then the crazy thing is that to a Pisces woman with that whole I'm sorry and it won't happen again, she may feel that, you know, talk is cheap. So that's why I said you could keep saying I've changed, I got this going on, you know, I'm seeing my kids more, I'm, you know, taking time off to spend time. And then a Pisces is like, okay, well, that's what you say, but what, in regards to me, what have you done differently? See, so you're gonna have to show consistent change over time instead of just making big promises, because that's not gonna work, bro, because you already failed at that. So that's why I said you can't try to even like lie and play another game, in other words. Now, yes, she still loves you, and you know, she can hold on to the deep feelings after a breakup, but then here's the problem, okay? Her heart might not be over you yet, but you got to understand that you got to really know whether or not she being honest when she says this and when she does this, because yeah, Pisces can feel some type of way, but that don't mean that they're going to do something in some type of way. Meaning let you come back, or, you know, let you come back without, you know, any type of punishment, because a Pisces woman is going to get you back, bro. Like, that's why I be saying, like, now that only depends on how she was raised, because let's say she's a church going woman, or, you know, you pull a fast one on the church, you know, a Christian woman. Yeah, you might get a chance, but again, she's gonna be different. You're gonna get a different version of her. Even if it's a woman that's not a Christian, you're gonna get a different version of the Pisces woman. So yeah, you know, she'll still check on you, your social media, those type of things, but she's gonna be more focused on healing, see, from whatever you just done. And that's why I said, depending on what you've done, because if you cheated, that's not something that's gonna just quick, you know, get back together as soon as possible type of thing. So it's gonna be more of a, let me see how you conduct yourself, you know, moving forward. Now, here's the difference, and I'm gonna tell you, she wants a genuine apology. So here it's like one of them heartfelt apologies. So, you know, it could be like, that could be something that she's looking for, and she's not really looking for the excuses. Like, oh, I did this because, you know, I was feeling this way, and, you know, things weren't going right. So you got to own what you've done. You got to just say, yeah, I was being an ass and I was doing this, and, you know, I shouldn't have said this. Because one thing with Pisces woman that you don't get enough credit for is she compassionate. She very, you know, she'll forgive you where other women wouldn't. So it's like, yeah, with the empathy, she'll give you a chance. But like I say, it's only if she feel like she should give you a chance. But if, bro, that ain't always something promising, you know, that could just happen, because you got to take responsibility without blaming her. But let's say, like, you start explaining yourself and then you try to blame her about, well, because you was doing this and then it ended up making me feel, that's not going to work, bro. So you got, if you was the one that did something, you got to take full account, bro. Otherwise, it ain't even no reconciling and none of that going on. And another thing, if she get back with you, usually it's because she misses the emotional connection. So here, one thing that a Pisces woman value is emotional closeness. So here, she may have missed your vibe. Maybe it's just the, you know, the way you behaved around her, the, you know, the way you were with her, and see, she could remember those long conversations more than expensive gifts. Because that would be usually the first thing most men, no matter what their zodiac sign is, they be quick to go buy some type of gift to try to, you know, pay her pay her into forgiveness, until, like, where I don't see that no different than than blackmail, to the point a person would be like, okay, I done went out and bought you some stuff, and then trying to make your, you know, change your mood about, you know, concerning them. In other words, it could be a situation that, you know, most men would go to. Now, the problem is that you can't replace the connection with material things. So that's why I said that's not going to work. That's really some high school type stuff anyway. Like, that's not going to work on a, you know, a old, you know, a person of age, or a mature adult type of situation. So why I say this, because what you want to do is focus on rebuilding trust and communication, not material things. Okay, so one thing, as I mentioned, if a Pisces woman, you know, you break up with a Pisces woman, like I say, she may forgive you, but she's not going to forget, bro. So here, if she forgives you, that, remember, the trust rebuilding process, that's going to take time, bro. It's almost like if it took y'all 3 years to even get to where y'all at, you could be looking at another 3 years for the slip up, because she's not going to trust you, bro. And that's, to me, she going to make you feel that, because she's not going to give you any type of certainty of you knowing that, oh yeah, she trusts me. She might not want you in, she might not even want to stay with you in the same household after what you've done. So it could be a situation where you got to go stay somewhere else and, until y'all figure it out. But the one of the things, she has a good memory. She gonna remember everything. And then it's like one broken promise affects how she views you, see, and the future promises that you make. So that's why I say, like, it could even be something like this. Let's say let's say you made plans with a Pisces woman. Let's say you planned a date and then last minute you canceled. That's something that you could just be cut off for, bro. Because a Pisces woman gonna look at that like you playing some type of games, like some type of game. It's like, if you know you didn't have time to plan something, you shouldn't even say anything about a date. You shouldn't even plan the date if you knew you had an idea. And she knows you did have an idea. It's like she knows that you're playing because why would you do that, So another thing is the reason why I'm saying this is because of the cycle, the pattern. So she knows that one mistake is considered repeated mistakes, and she doesn't even want to even go through that a second time. So that's why I said she's more prone to leave you alone for good after that one slip up, because it's almost like that's really what she knows she's getting herself into, really giving you another chance. So one thing that she will be more prone to afterwards is that she's going to want a situation or a person that is more reliable consistently, because she can't do the one day you do one thing and then the next day you lie or you don't keep your word. And one thing with Pisces women is that they will give you time, ample time, but not all day, every day. They will give you time. So let's say you said you made a promise to a Pisces woman. You said you was going to do such and such. And then it's the day of, and today you're supposed to do what you said you were going to do. She ain't gonna sweat you about it. She's not gonna, blow your phone up about it. She's gonna simply see if you're gonna keep your word. And by the end of the day, she's gonna just check and say, okay, well, okay, damn, he kept his word. Even though it took him all goddamn day, but he came through. Woo-de-woo. So it's like, she not gonna hound you for whatever you say you're gonna do. So that's why it's really not no pressure, no. When people do a Pisces woman bogus, they just got a selfish heart, fam, because a lot of times, bro, Pisces will be like just a cool person, just someone, that is easy to deal with, to where she's not going to be like harping, breathing down your neck, in other words, okay? Now, one thing I would say is that she needs space, okay? So here, she could be the type of person that withdraws, from time to time to process her emotions, where she might not want to be in the same room as you. She might want to look at TV or go sit outside on the back porch or go for a walk or go do something, because in her mind, having someone around, or, she will expect you to have something to do or have something going on while being with her. Because if she feel for 1 second that, she can't breathe without you being in the room or, around her 24/7, that's not going to work for her. So neither is calling her 50 times a day, because that's the whole thing. She's not going to play house with you where, you keep calling 50 times after the breakup. She's not going to even want to go through that. And that usually becomes a repeated situation. And then it becomes domestic violence after that, because it's like, if y'all keep doing the same thing, it's going to lead to somebody getting, what. So that's why she will be quick to block you, see, to end the cycle and keep that cycle and pattern, that behavior from repeating itself. So that's why you gotta, respect her need for space. Now, she also watches your actions, okay? So she knows that your actions speak louder than your words. So she knows whether or not your behavior actually changes or changes or not. So that's one thing a lot of people don't really notice that a Pisces woman, does, is she really watches you, observes you, okay, let me see if he really changed by looking at his actions. Now, one thing, while she's watching, she's not talking. See, so here she's not going to tell you how to be a man and how to do better. And no, if somebody that's going to be trying to set you straight up in that sense would be somebody like a Leo, or somebody like Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Because one thing I noticed with Capricorn women, they can be the type of person that try to set you straight and try to tell you how to be, just trying to break you down mentally. But a lot of times it doesn't work because the ulterior motive. But we ain't gonna go off into that. But yeah, another thing is so she could see you treating people better, for example, then all of a sudden becoming more responsible. So the problem here is that while she's watching you and not talking, she's looking for change, because she's aware of the fake change, because the fake change is usually something that's done quickly. Like, oh, let's get back together after a person just caused a breakup, or you guys just broken up, let's get back together really, really quick. That's considered a fake change, to the point where it as fast as it ended is like fast as it started over again. So that ain't no time for improvement, between the both of you. That's just gonna be something that's gonna quickly expose itself. So that's why what you gotta do is improve for yourself, not for the other person. Improve for yourself as well, because she's gonna know whether or not you just trying to win her back. Now, another thing, she wants peace. So all that constant drama, that becomes exhausting for her. So she might even tell you that, hey, I'm just tired. I just want to, do me, move on to my own situation. Because like I say, she's aware that every conversation becomes another argument between the both of you. So she could choose peace over the relationship. Now, as a result, to fix this would be to learn healthier ways to communicate. Now, here's the thing that a lot of people don't know about a Pisces woman. She needs to feel emotionally safe. See how it's not just physically safe, but emotionally safe. So here, it could be that you don't provide this for her. And that's the reason why y'all having issues. Because if she, and I'm gonna tell you, this really applies to the can I trust you or not? Because if she can't trust you emotionally, this shit ain't finna work, bro. It's just not going to, bro. So this can make her hesitate to open up to you after being hurt. So it's almost like no closure, no heads up that I'm done. And you gonna want to talk to her like, yo, we got issues, how can we work this out? But damn, she don't trust you to even talk to you about what the hell going on, because that's the thing. She don't trust you. And you gotta understand, when a Pisces don't trust you, what ends up happening, you get blocked. You can't communicate, because there ain't no boundaries, bro. There ain't no boundaries to communicate with. So it's like you just in the dark. That's why I be telling people, bro, if you get with a Pisces, bro, it's a different type of situation that you've never ever dealt with, fam. Because it's like if you're not emotionally inclined, fam, you're not going to be able to understand what the hell is going on, whether something is going great or not. If something's going great and you don't understand why, you're not gonna you definitely not gonna know when something's going bad and how to fix it. You're gonna be looking lost, like, she won't talk to me. Why won't she talk to you? Because she doesn't trust, she doesn't feel emotionally safe to talk to you. See? Because one thing she's not gonna do, she ain't gonna tolerate you yelling and screaming and, you know, standing over her looking like you finna do something. It's like she need to feel like she can talk about something without you getting judgmental. Because I'm gonna tell you, that's why I said a Pisces man can work with a Pisces woman, because at least a Pisces man will listen, see, and literally hear her out. So he ain't gonna be like quick to just be like shut her down as soon as she start talking. Now it now it depends. If the Pisces man is like mature, he can. But now if he's one of them little baby piranhas, you know, he ain't finna just sit there and listen and be quiet and just let you talk. Nah, he probably ain't gonna even want to talk about nothing. He gonna be just like you. He ain't gonna want to talk to you at all because he don't feel emotionally safe. Like, because I'm gonna tell you, when I say emotionally safe, I know it sounds crazy, but it's the truth. Because emotionally safe, it doesn't mean that he's less masculine. It means that he don't want to argue with you. He don't want to do that back and forth with you. And, you know, especially if you trying to be right, and, you know, he just don't want to argue, period. So that can make him avoid you altogether if he know that's what you finna do. Like, and that's why I said, like, you know, it can make both of y'all end up putting up emotional walls. See? So that's why both of y'all could be can be hesitant to open up to each other because of that trust. Now, what I would recommend is both of y'all be patient and consistent. If you do something, if it's in regards to a good thing, do it every day. Just like if you was gonna wake up and do push-ups every day, or 2 or 3 times out the week, stay consistent. So if you're gonna be something and just be you and do something, then you do it all the time. Don't just show up for one day just because you was just trying to win her back, or she was trying to, you know, or vice versa. So you know, timing matters as well. So anytime you try to do something fast too soon, it's gonna backfire most of the time. So that's why I say you got to make space, set boundaries, and say, okay, not right now. Yeah, I have to think about it. Always give yourself enough time to process everything, because doing something fast, that shit gonna backfire, like I say. Now, how do we know this to be true? Because oftentimes, what happens when you break up with somebody? If it's the female breaking up with the dude ends up asking, oh, can we get back together after, like right after the breakup, which that's almost like, well, damn, what did y'all break up for? You just gonna take the person back the same damn day. And it just, to me, you might feel like you only said yes because you was pressured. Meaning the person was either, you know, showing up at your house, calling you a bunch, you know, and you know they know your situation and where you work, and you could just have said yes because you looking at your whole, you know, your job and different dynamics. Now, what you want to do instead is give both of you the time to reflect before reaching out. That's why I say at least give it 2 days, 48 hours to, you know, 3 days max. Because you don't know how you feel yet. You ain't even slept on it, to the point where I've seen many people sleep on something and regret everything they did yesterday because, damn, you know what? After thinking about it, hell, I don't even want his ass. Or, damn, after thinking about it, I don't even want that, you know, that you, you know, you like, I don't even want that bitch. You know, you might just wake up and be like, shit, I don't even know why I told her that, or, and you just end up second because you did something too fast. You didn't process your feelings and how you really felt about, based off of what everything that happened. So you got to give that, both of y'all got to give each other the time. Now, she will see through the fake love. So, that can look like, the affection. You might give her a fake hug and be like, oh, we good. And yeah, babe. And you do that type of, thing, what you do when a breakup happens and you're trying to get back in her good graces. She could look right through that and see through that, because that will be what? The illusion. See? And then how is she able to do this? Through her intuition. Now, one thing is that how you give yourself away, and how does she know that makes it worse for you, is that she knows the difference. But damn, you wasn't acting like this before, even when things were great. You ain't never been this goddamn nice. You ain't never bought me nothing. You ain't never even say you love me. So she gonna see the contrast, the different in that in that different. She gonna look at both of the situations and see something that's not transparent and like, okay, so she don't know it's fake love. Now, how do you know this to be true? That's why a lot of guys send the flowers. And sometimes it's because he messed up. It ain't because he thought about you. Sometimes you might be at the workplace and somebody done got flowers. And they be like, oh my God, I got flowers, but you don't know if, oh, was that because he fucked up? Or was that, was he really thinking about you, right? So, but after he sent the flowers, every day after is months of what? Going back to the same cycle, neglect. He only gave you the flowers because he's really trying to get his foot back through the door. See, so she could think he's only afraid of being alone. That's why he's doing this. Because I ain't gonna lie, a lot of women have lost their lives just because the dude, the guy that she's with, he just can't see himself alone. He can't deal with the single name badge, because either he feels like he can't get another girl, or he just don't want to start over or see her with somebody else. Especially when you got, children together, that makes it even worse, because it's like he can't see you with somebody else. You don't know where, it could be jealousy, it could be insecurity, or just knowing that, oh, you're not with him, right? So that's why I recommend be genuine and consistent, not dramatic. Okay. Now, another thing is that she wants emotional maturity. So here, she may want someone who could communicate instead of shutting down or exploding. That's why I said, if you're a Taurus, it ain't gonna work, bro. It's crazy as Taurus can be a potential mate for a Pisces woman, depending on your birthday. But the craziest thing is that when the Taurus gets upset, that changes everything, how a Pisces woman looks at a Taurus man. Because a lot of times he can be, emotionally immature to the point where he can do childish things when he gets upset, to the point where he won't talk to you, but he'll, get in your face and try to, wrestle with you and pushing, shoving, and doing all kind of crazy shit, to where, why can't you just be a man and just communicate? Why you gotta be throwing a tantrum and breaking shit, throwing shit, and that's how his emotions can be, to where he doesn't really want to express how he feels. He just wants to, act like a damn raging bull, right? Okay, so another thing is, that's why this is all, I'm gonna tell you the easiest way in a nutshell. Use your words. See, that's all it takes to communicate. Use your goddamn words. No emotion, no, swaying and, blowing steam and just, doing just crazy shit. All you gotta do is use your words. Just talk. That's it. And it costs nothing. So here, instead of yelling, if it's a female, instead of screaming, just stay calm and explain how both of y'all feel. That it's that simple. And see, when you look at it, those immature arguments end up pushing both of y'all further apart. Now, that's why I say to learn to communicate without attacking each other. That's how you stop breaking up every single day. Because that could be the relationship. It could be like that with a Pisces woman. Y'all keep breaking up every goddamn day. It's like, okay, because I'm going to tell you, it could get to a point where y'all might love each other, but then soon as something go down and you don't like it, they don't like it, guess what? Y'all quick to be like, well, get the hell out. Well, okay, well, get the fuck out of here then. Okay, well, go find somebody else. As soon as y'all do that, the man, he packing up the game, his little, he packing up his TV, his game, his shoes, and his little knapsack, and he headed out only to come back tomorrow morning. See, it's like, go, no, hell, get out. No, well, okay, well, shit, I just leave. All right, then leave, man. All right, then leave. But then tomorrow, well, babe, I was thinking, I was wrong, and yeah, because you was yelling, and then you back the next day, and it's like this keeps happening every time y'all get into it. Y'all quick to break up first instead of talk about the situation. See, now, because the thing with Pisces, they don't want to be the first one. Usually they don't even want to be like the first one to be like, I'm sorry. And, it could be related to pride. It could be, ego. It could be just the whole mere fact that you feel like you were the victim. And you could be right. You could be right. Oh, it wasn't my fault. But then you really got to talk about it, because if you don't, it's just going to be, okay, y'all ain't going to never see. The problem is that it moves on to someone new if you don't fix the whole root of the issue to begin with. Okay, now she needs honesty, so that's why I said that the trust can become difficult to rebuild. So that's why you gotta be honest, bro. So just keep it real. Now, she may oftentimes find out that you lied about something small. For example, even if it's something small, it's still a lie, bro. And that can still cost you the relationship, bro, just because you lied about something stupid. That's why now, after the fact, she questioned everything else. And that's how Pisces would be. Like, she's not wrong for that. So that's why I say be truthful, because even when you don't feel comfortable, telling her the truth, you still got to tell the truth, bro. So it's like, does a person respect you more for being honest even when it was uncomfortable doing so than lying, bro? Even if it's a small lie, fam. Because like I say, if it's one small lie, that means there's many more that you don't know about that's still there. So another thing, she wants to feel appreciated. And this is a big one because, she feel like, oh, she been taken, for granted. That can wear down the relationship. See, it's a lot of like concepts of spending time, being honest. All these things matter to where if one is not done, all it's gonna do is weaken the relationship. That makes it easier for y'all to break up. See, and easier for somebody to cheat, because once the spark leaves, you don't even got to be married. Even if you just with somebody, as soon as y'all don't even, do things the same consistently, it leaves room for something to be ruined that quick. See? So one thing that a Pisces can feel like, a Pisces woman can say, okay, well, you didn't appreciate me until I left. See? So that's why I said she wants to feel appreciated. So it could be a thing where the guy only starts to compliment her after the breakup. And that's why I be telling people, like, bro, you probably done forgot how you were treating her in the beginning. Like, because don't do nothing extra that your ass wasn't doing when you first got with her. Because, bro, that's going to that's gonna stand out like a damn, you know, sore thumb. It's gonna be like obvious that this is not you. Like you just putting on a show, right? So another thing is she starts to believe the appreciation that is not sincere because of it. Now that's why I say show gratitude consistently, not just when you're losing her. Everything is about staying consistent for any relationship to last, bro. No matter what their zodiac sign is, bro. When you do not be consistent, bro, with things, I mean, like, you take your woman out to eat, you do little things together, bro. You got to be consistent with them things. That's why I be telling people being in a relationship with anyone is not easy, bro. It ain't easy as what people think, because let's say you wouldn't even do that for yourself. You wouldn't even be consistent for yourself. How could you even be consistent in a relationship, bro? Now, like I say, she needs that consistency. So here, you can't be hot and cold. Hot and cold ain't gonna work, bro. You know, that's why I said when you start to create uncertainty, that's what you're left with. You see how that's something that's not easily seen out in the open. It's more one of them things that you notice that's like, damn, you know, we don't really go out like we used to. And then you got these, you know, question marks all over your mental to where you like, well, why? You know, then you start thinking the person, messing around with somebody else because you notice you're not getting 100%. That's why I be saying, like, a person knows like you ain't being consistent, makes them question the relationship and where it stands. So that make a person, you know, start looking for other ways out, a way of escape with a different, you know, to get into a better situation where she, you know, he or she will feel like they getting 100%. And usually they only would think that when it's with a new person, usually, because like I say, once you lose the trust, she's not going to trust you in that area just like that, fam. It's going to be like I say, once she creates that uncertainty that, okay, you're not consistent, it's going to be a little bit like longer wait, a stall to where, oh, damn, you know, I lied last time. So now she don't believe me no more when I talk about, oh, how I'm going to do this and do that. She'll just say, you know what? I believe it when I see it. I don't even want to hear about it because you lied last time. So you don't want that because you're going to be on ice. Now, she needs and likes consistency. Another thing, because she wants you to pick a side. Which one are you going to be, hot or cold? Not both. So here it's like, let's say you try to, as a man, one day you're affectionate, then all of a sudden the next day you disappear. Ain't gonna work, bro. And the craziest part that nobody knows about, she notices everything, bro. That I ain't gonna lie. Pisces is like one of the most intuitive, because she knows, bro, what you're doing, even if she's not sitting like right next to you in your face. It's almost like she has this intuition, you know, to the point where, oh yeah, I know that you were here, then you done disappeared and went off somewhere, and I ain't heard from you and such since last Tuesday or something. It could be a situation like that. Now, all in all, my solution to that would be, you know, be dependable over time. Okay, so you don't lose you don't lose your Pisces woman, because, like I say, once she stops believing that, oh, if she doesn't believe that you'll be stable, bro, it's a wrap. It is what it is. Now, a couple things, she won't chase you. So here, you know, a lot of people think that Pisces is known as the chaser, but no, that's not the case. Okay, so here, what a Pisces woman wants is, you know, mutual effort rather than, you know, one person chasing another. So a Pisces woman would feel like, if you want me, then show me, type of deal. So she can, you know, stop texting you first just to see, where you make an effort. That's like a person can hang up the phone and say, oh, let me see if you'll call back. You know, little test that you will be met with, because like I say, she's not gonna chase you. So if you wait for her to do things, it's not gonna work, bro. Now, let's say both of y'all end up having to wait, and then that alone, you got to be the bigger person, because I'm telling you, the relationship will definitely fade, bro. Like, it be little certain things that go on in relationships where you be feeling like, oh, I ain't finna be the only one doing this, or I ain't finna be the first one to do this. But if you want to keep the relationship, you do have to do it, bro, because if you don't care, she ain't gonna care, and guess what? The relationship ain't gonna care either. So it's gonna be over before it's even started, to the point where you gonna feel like, damn, you know, respectfully, I should have just took the initiative and just did such and such after the fact. But now it's almost like, why didn't you just do that while y'all was still in the relationship? So I say that because you don't want to be, and I'm gonna be 100 with you. You do not want to be the person saying, I want another chance, bro, because that sounds, you more, you more solid than that, fam. Like, to hear yourself say that, fam, sound like, it just sound like something's wrong. So it's like, if you, like me as a Pisces, bro, like, if I even, that even crossed my mind that I need a chance, bro, I'm done, bro. I don't even want to be with the person if I feel like I gotta say that shit, bro, because that sound like a cop-out, like a little, like a peon or something. Like, bro, I ain't none of that. So me, I would rather take a L and just be single than to fucking have to, oh, I ain't begging nobody to be back with me or none of that. Like, if we done, we done. But I'm just saying, for those that are not like me in attendance, I'm saying you don't want to even, that whole take me back, another chance thing shouldn't even be something that crossed your mind. You should always try to take the initiative to fix things first. So that's just my opinion. Now, she remembers how you made her feel. So those emotional memories oftentimes stick longer than the specific details, where she can look at, you in the relationship of thinking that, hey, I remember that feeling when we did this and how that was, and wish, that was something that was done consistently. See, so that is what holds the relationship together. But it could be times where she may forget the whole argument in the first place because of those moments. See, sometimes those moments override the bullshit, or can, to the point where she can't forget the damn argument. It's almost like she remembers that, okay, when she was supported and when she wasn't. See, and that's why I be saying, like, the good moments is supposed to override those bad moments most of the time, because if you make a person feel good, and then most people will, give you the benefit of the doubt. Okay, they know you're not perfect, but it's like, okay, well, the person did make you feel special more than once and did it, X amount of time. Okay, cool. But if you, when you do, little small mess ups or slip ups, it ain't gonna be looked at like a big, huge, sore thumb. It'll be like, oh, well, we can work on this, and that's not really nothing to harp on. Okay. But that's, it all depends on the situation, because the minute, if it all goes bad, now that becomes a memory. And see, that ends up taking over all this little stuff you do, but it's not on, it doesn't weigh the same, if that makes sense. So it could be a situation where those old emotional wounds, they keep resurfacing. See, that's why I be saying, like, bro, do more good things to your woman than bullshit, because, bro, that BS stuff, it grows, it resurfaces, bro, to where, yeah, oh, we didn't forgave each other for that. That's old, and that's the past. But bro, why would it get brought back up again? As soon as you get back on some bullshit, soon as you do one more thing, you know that's gonna be, you know, that's gonna be dug up to where, oh, and not only that, you know, she telling her homegirl what you done been doing. Oh, and not only that, he did this. But y'all done got past that, you know, allegedly, but now that he keep messing up, you remember all that shit just like a journal. You like, then he did this, then he did this, then he did this. So that's why you gotta create new positive experiences over time, bro. Start doing different stuff to bring back the, you know, new memories with the same stuff that you used to do that made you feel good. It's like, okay, well, y'all used to go on a, you know, vacations and used to go travel together. Start doing that more, you know, just go to different places now. So you could, you know, not feel like you've been in a box or just be in the house, you know, so you don't have to feel like you've just, oh, we just been in the house all summer. Now, she needs respect. And the crazy thing is, this what makes women become, you know, studs and, you know, different, what they call it, you know, STEM and tomboy and all this stuff, because a lot of women don't even feel respected to the point where they start, you know, finding it elsewhere. So respect is the foundation for rebuilding trust. Do you know, for like 90% of the women out here, bro, because I heard this and I was like, bro, why is that? I wanted to figure it out, and I figured it out. You might be, as a man, just like I was thinking, like, damn, you know why it's hard to date? You know why it's hard to date? Because everybody has came out the closet, bro. You got people, see, think about this. It would be, if there was no LGBT communities and all this crazy shit, right? If there wasn't none of this lesbianism and all this stuff, bro, it would be plenty women up for grabs, bro. But when we got people that trying to look like me and you, dressed up like a dude, acting like a dude, trying to have mannerisms like a dude, which is the facade, bro. This is why I keep, bro, this is why I've been telling y'all, bro. The facade is like running rapid right now. This is just like the mark of the beast. But people, see, the thing about it is people don't want to admit it, but it's ruining the whole man and woman relationship, bro. It's like now you got to be, you competing with motherfuckers that you should never have been competing with, bro. To the point where, damn, do you want a real man? Or now, oh, now you want to be a man. You want to be a man, and you want to be a man, and you want to be a man, but here, you're not. Let's be for real. So that's taken away from, it's making it hard from the average man to go find him a woman, because damn, now most of the time these women want other women. Now you just sitting there like, yo, okay, now this is just a shit show, bro, because it got to a point where the woman has lost respect for a real man, to the point now, oh, she gonna go find it elsewhere. Okay, well, she didn't get that from a man. Oh, now she just gonna talk to females because she gets the respect. But I'm telling you, if you respect a woman, it don't mean you gotta kiss her ass. It just means simple respect. All it means is don't play with me. That's all. That's all. When I say respect, that's what I'm saying. All she wants is to be respected, meaning don't play with me. That's it. There ain't nothing you got to get on all fours and, you know, hold your hand and then tap your head and skip. And it ain't no crazy shit, even though it sounds like that. So it could be a situation where you start joking about you and the old girl in front of her friends, or it could be his friends there too, or just his friends. Either way, you start joking about the relationship in front of your friends, after y'all just broken up. That's disrespectful. And then you wonder why she leave you for another woman, cheat on you, or just become single. Then it's like, damn, that's how it ends every single goddamn time. That's why I know this to be true, because I literally talked to a stud and asked her straight up. I said, yo, how long? I said, I ain't judging you. I just want to know your story. I said, what made you change your life to, to be this way? And she said she had a bad experience with a dude. It ended badly. And she was just like, he did her bogus. And it was just like on a high level of bogus. It was just like, she just didn't want another dude, never again type shit, to where I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Like it, that's why I said everybody handles stuff different, because you could be, what might hurt you will probably not hurt me, and what might hurt me might not hurt you. We all got different, things that we don't like or bother us, or what we can handle and what, and cannot handle. But it's like, what I would have done is, if I was in a situation with a woman and I got hurt, I'm just gonna find another woman. But everybody is not gonna be like you. See? But it's like, some people just give up. If they've been hurt, they can't heal from it, recover from it. It's like, they'll just go on, do something, try something else. Now, all you gotta do, in a nutshell, treat her with respect, even if you're no longer together, if that makes sense. Now, she also believes that actions speak louder than words. So here, as a Pisces woman, values consistency and also consistent behavior over big speeches. Okay, she don't care what you're saying and what you rapping about. Okay, so she's more like, show me, because the proof is in the pudding. Now, she rather have that instead of the whole making the big promises and doing a whole lot of jaw jacking about, what you would, what you about, in other words. Okay, so here you can quietly improve with good habits, okay, instead of just talking about it. Now, another thing is, she get tired of hearing promises with no follow through. So let your actions speak. Let your actions tell the story. Now, she protects her heart. So here, if she's been hurt deeply, she may become more guarded after the fact. So in her mind, it could be a situation where she's like, hey, not this time. So she could, keep conversations polite, but doesn't want to rush back into the relationship. And a lot of times men can get mad off of that, because if you do want to get back with her and you want to do it ASAP, then having to hear that could really make you feel, put you in your feelings. Now, okay, so that's one thing. But what I would say is that don't even rush it, because you got to give a person time to heal, and rushing her, that's going to cause her to pull away even more. So as a result, my solution to you would be to, respect her pace, be patient, and just accept the whole rebuilding trust process, because it takes time. Now, another thing, she wants accountability. So here, because like I say, most Pisces women are like that. They're considered a real woman, just from my observation. So when I say all these different things, it's really not like she's asking for much. It's just a lot of core principles. See, then you will want that, because like I say, the opposite of this would be Virgo. But I'm not saying in a diss. I'm just saying, like, Virgo's different from Pisces, the total opposite. So you can only imagine, but when it comes to like I say, her wanting a Pisces woman, wanting accountability, a Pisces woman oftentimes wants someone who admits their mistakes instead of trying to make excuses, because that's like a #1 pet peeve for a Pisces woman. Like, just own up to your mistakes, because if she can tell, if you get emotional, you get in your feelings, and you get reactive, because you don't like what she's saying to you. So all she wants you to do at the end of the day is to own your mess, if that makes sense. So if you say something like, hey, babe, I was wrong, instead of blaming everyone else, you know, that's when, I mean, that would be something that she would, you know, respect. Now, if she loses respect, it's almost like as if you've never taken accountability, so, or responsibility. So that's why my solution to you would be honest about your mistakes and show you, you know, and show you've learned. Because if you telling her what you learned, that's like you not, you know, taking accountability or responsibility. Okay, so another thing she doesn't like, mixed signals. That's that hot and cold thing that, like I said, creates uncertainty when you do two different things at the same time. So here, that's why I said that hot and cold mixed signal type of thing that comes from the facade and the illusion. And when you do both, it creates uncertainty. So it makes the Pisces woman question everything about you, see, to the point where the relationship, see, it gets ended. Because that's the thing, a Pisces woman gonna detach emotionally first when she's uncertain about a situation in regards to you in the relationship. Because here's the thing, she's gonna look at that as what? You playing games. What I say before, going back to the respect, that in order to respect me, you know, respect her means to what? Don't play in her face. So she gonna feel like when you're doing this mixed signal thing, playing the illusion in the facade, like it's a game of jump rope, she gonna think that, hey, you playing with me. See? So you could say things to her like, damn, you know, I miss you, but you keep on flirting with other women. As an example, that's facade and the illusion. If you telling her I miss you, but then you talking to other women, you playing in her face. That's disrespectful again. See? So I'm just gave y'all a different example to look at it different. This is why you end up losing the Pisces for good. It's cold-blooded. See? And then she ended up walking away. But my solution to you is be clear about your intentions, bro. That's it. Just own it, bro. If you messy, if you a player, you know, you out here got your, you know, your thing going, just own it, bro. Just own it. And yeah, if you try and get with her, tell her who you are. That's it. See, a person would rather you just say, oh yeah, I'm a player, or this is what I do. I ain't doing no relationship. Just say that. Because with Pisces, I'm gonna tell you, they're gonna find out anyway, bro. It ain't no secret. Now, she want loyalty. So here, like I say, trust and loyalty often matter deeply to her. So it's either you riding with me or you sliding. See? So it's like with a Pisces woman, you either riding or sliding. So with here, she finds out that you entertain somebody else during a rough patch, okay? So it's like she would know. That's why now she no longer feels emotionally safe with you. See? So now you end up losing her. But that's why I said be faithful, bro, in both words and actions. Because, bro, it ain't hard, but it's like if you're not serious, don't even get with no Pisces woman, bro. It ain't gonna work, bro. She loves deep conversations. Here, remember I said, in order to be with a Pisces woman, you gotta be able to keep the pace. Meaning, yeah, she's swimming, so you gotta know how to swim. Because this is the thing. She's not gonna want to talk about no small talk type of topics, bro. When you get with a Pisces woman, she want to talk about interesting stuff, you know, stuff that, you know, it could be related to spirituality, just different stuff that people oftentimes, you know, may have questions about, just meaningful stuff. So it could be in regards to just, you know, heartfelt communication, things that make, you know, you feel heartfelt, you know, heartfelt experience. So one thing with a Pisces woman, when she talks, she wants to talk for real. She wants to talk like, let's really talk, not talk about bullshit, if that makes sense. If you want to talk about bullshit, get you a Gemini, bro. Because a Gemini woman, they will talk about anything. They'll talk about, you know, would you eat a dookie sandwich for 400 mil type conversations. Like, they don't, it ain't no, it ain't no type of like filter, no, anything can go, whether it's true or not with the Gemini, okay? Now, and by the way, I would never eat a dookie sandwich for 400 mil. That's nasty. Hell no. Now, another thing is, instead of the small talk, like I say, a Pisces woman would rather discuss, you know, their fears and their dreams, okay? So the relationship can stay emotionally shallow. See? So that's why I'm saying, like, that's the worst case scenario. But my advice is to have honest conversations that build connection, bro, because remember, it's all about how you made her feel versus everything, bro. How did you make her feel? And that means you ain't got to look like the best of the best, because she gonna pick the underdog. Anyway, you might thought you had the baddest, you know, ball mains, Christian Dior, Gucci, flip-flops with a matching shirt and the bag to go with it. And you probably thought, you know, hey, I just got me a Goyard bag too. So it's like, don't none of that shit matter, bro. Now, if you feel like impressing someone, and, you know, somebody that looks for that type of flashy stuff, get you a Capricorn. Get you somebody like a Leo that you want to be able to impress, and y'all do it together. But when a Pisces is not material, hell, get you a Taurus. So, you know, and here's the, appreciate the hearts, y'all. And see, smash the like button as well, and subscribe if you haven't. Now, another thing is, why did I say the honest conversations end up building that connection? Because that's what it's about with a Pisces woman, is you want to do everything to build the connection, bro. To keep it from you know, to keep it from breaking so easily when y'all talk. It's like, because that's what that's where it's gonna end. When you guys can't talk about nothing, it's over, bro. The cycle, in order for the cycle to keep going, in order for it to rebuild, to become better than before, it takes communication, bro. It takes communication. That's what keep the ball rolling. But the minute you can't talk, it's over. See? So here, she notices the little things. That's why I said she oftentimes is going to go for the guy sitting in the corner, the aloof one that really ain't got a whole lot of folks in his face, that looks like, okay, if she gets with him, she feels like it won't be no distractions. It won't be nobody else trying to, you know, talk to this person. So she's always, you know, prone to picking the underdog. Now, with this situation, as she notices the little things, the small gestures oftentimes leave a long-lasting impression. See? So it's the little things to a Pisces woman that, you know, wins her heart. Now, when you remember things, what I mean with that, the small gestures, if you remember something like, you know, her favorite chocolate snack or something like that after months apart, that's going to be a big deal to a Pisces woman. And I know it sounds crazy. I know it's like, oh, come on, bro, a chocolate, bro. Like, really? Like, yes, bro. If you remember something like that, bro, you in there, bro. Because I'm telling you, that's rare. And that's not like some type of small talk or some regular shit to her, because it's like, damn, you really was in the moment. You was really locked in with me, to the point where not many people would even remember something like that, bro, to where that really gonna show like, okay, you really care to remember that. Like, you was really paying attention to me, you know, speak and talk and express myself, and not just blowing me off or ignoring me, right? So here, if she feels overlooked in any fashion, bro, this is real, bro. I'm telling you, if she feels overlooked, it's going to make her emotionally detached, bro. And yes, I'm gonna tell you, it happens to the best of us. Any of us can mess this up. Just by her talking and you literally just blow her off, She said something, she gave input to something and you just didn't even say nothing, as if, oh, whatever, or what she got to say wasn't important enough to respond, bro. You're cooked at that point. See, now that's why you gotta show thoughtfulness, bro, consistently. Thoughtfulness. Hey, yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, okay, you see somebody cut, try to interrupt. Let her finish, bro. Let her finish. Woo the woo. You gotta do that, bro, because that type of stuff is gonna build a connection, bro. It's respect, bro. Bro, I'm gonna tell you a secret, bro. You ain't got to look the best, bro. I know it sounds funny. Now you gotta hygiene and clean clothes, woo, and be stable, yes. But I'm saying, like, you ain't got to be no goddamn James Bond or no, you ain't gotta be no super handsome, woo. You just gotta have respect, bro. And I'm telling you, if you got respect and you could literally talk about some deep stuff and you listen, you get a Pisces woman. If you want one, you definitely can with those traits. Now, the difference is she won't beg, fam. And I'm telling you, she won't beg. Not that, oh, she might not. No, she won't beg, fam. So here, once she feels unwanted, she's going to stop pursuing the relationship. Once she feel unwanted, bro. That's why I said, because like, let's say you want to talk to, let's just say you want to talk to a Pisces woman. And you could be nervous. You might feel insecure, hesitant, because you don't know if she's going to say yes. But did you know, if she feel unwanted, bro, you ain't finna get her number anyway. So you got to talk to her. You have to approach. You have to talk to her. Because if you don't talk to her, you ain't getting it, bro. And I'm going to tell you, that's why when you look at mismatches, you may find that a Pisces woman doesn't even want a Pisces man. She might go for a fire sign, because remember I told y'all with fire signs, they communicate, bro. Even if it's a fire, they done spread that damn fire around. Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo, they talk. Like, no matter what, bro. Like, today, they will approach, they will speak, they will talk, they will. So it won't be that whole overlooked thing to where, a Pisces man can literally, daydream. He might be riding the car and he just thinking about some stuff like what I'm gonna eat when I get off work, and what I'm gonna do, from 4 to 9. And guess who's sitting right next to him? His Pisces woman. And she like got picked up from work and he ain't said nothing to her. Didn't ask her how her day was. Didn't say, did she eat? Those things matter, bro, to the point where you just think about yourself, is you gonna lose her before it even gets started, because you right there. You didn't speak. You didn't say nothing. And see, with Leos and different, like I say, different modality of a sign, they talk. They literally can't stop talking. They gonna talk to you. Oh, what you doing, man? Yeah, what's that? What you got going? Hey, what you do today? Whoop-de-woo. But it's not saying that a Pisces man is bad. It's just that you're prone to being silent. See that? You're most of the time you're in you're more introverted, to where you're not doing a whole lot of noise out loud for, or looking at someone else. You're more thinking about you. So it's like, if you and her have that same thing in common, that means for the most part, y'all gonna have a quiet ride. But the problem is, remember, as soon as she feel unwanted because you don't talk to her, she can't read your mind when you go quiet like that. And she gonna feel like, oh, he don't want me like that. See? Oh, I ain't really this to him. Or I must not be somebody he want to talk to. So what's the point of us even doing this? See? And then her having the whole, I won't beg, I won't chase, you're cooked. Because what she gonna do is, now it's gonna be silence from both sides. What did I say? When a Pisces stop talking, it's over, bro. It ain't like, oh yeah, she just having an attitude and, you know, she'll get over it. We'll be back. We're almost home. Bro, she's done, bro. Soon, that's the worst thing you can really witness, is that the Pisces woman then went quiet, bro. Like, and that's your girl. She go quiet, that means the end, fam. The relationship is over, bro. Because she's not gonna sit there and be begging you, telling you, oh, you didn't talk to me, you didn't do this. She'll expect you to have known that ahead of time. Like, because then she gonna feel like you playing in her face. If she had to remind you, like, you don't know this? Like, you forgot you had a girlfriend? Like, little stuff like that. So if you want another chance, you have to make a sincere effort. Because she pays attention to effort, bro. That's what I'm saying. Even when you think she doesn't, because effort oftentimes means more to her than expensive gifts. So here, it's the effort for her. See? And the thing about it is, if you make time for her instead of just sending her money, that's going to go a long way. Because she's going to feel like an afterthought if you just try to go and, you know, send her money when you're not spending time or enough time. So, boom. What I recommend, prioritize quality time and consistency. See? And you'll be good. Now, she does need emotional security. So here, she may be more open when she feels emotionally supported. And when it comes to this, it's almost like a Pisces woman needs peace, not pressure. So here, she will feel more comfortable sharing, you know, her worries without being judged. That's the whole point of her having to feel emotionally safe. Now, if this doesn't happen, on a worst case scenario, she can end up hiding her feelings and emotionally disconnecting, bro. See, once she shut down, it's over with, bro. I'm telling you. Now, what you want to do is listen without immediately criticizing or dismissing her. Now, she believes in second chances sometimes. So that's why I said it varies. It's not like a guarantee getting back together type of situation, but she can still forgive you. And I know that's a hard pill to swallow sometimes, because you may be conditioned to the type of forgiveness that you know allows you to get back together. But it don't hit like that, bro, because a Pisces woman, she may forgive if she truly believes that the behavior changed. See? But if she don't see that the change is possible, you're cooked. See? So that's why I said a Pisces woman may feel like, do not make me regret this second chance thing. See? That's why I said it's pretty much over, because when she feels like, don't make me regret this, it's almost like she's you know, constantly or continuously watching you, to where she's not going to be like, oh, taking eyes off of you because you've already slipped up. She's going to be watching you even more. That's why I'm saying. So worst case scenario, if the same problems return, she going to leave you permanently, bro. So that's why I said, like, if she agrees to try again after seeing months of consistent improvement, then all of a sudden she'll forgive, and then, you know, but no, if that doesn't happen, boom, it's over with, bro. Because most people try that on Pisces men and women, is the cycle, bro, which means they end up doing the same repeated mistakes to a Pisces, because they think when we're being empathetic and, you know, using compassion and giving, you know, chances, they think that we're naive to what they're doing, so they do it again. So it's like that some people think that they've played you, or, you know, finessed you, or took advantage of your kindness, when you give them a second chance, but they don't be knowing that you're on to them, bro. It's just that you're not going to go off into explaining that you're on to them. It's just when they do it again, you're going to end the cycle. So that's why I said, always treat the second chance like a fresh start, not a reset to the old habits, because it's something that you have to address when you do so. You can't say, oh yeah, I'm giving you another chance and we're going to get back together. You got to look at it as a fresh start when you give that second chance, as if we're rebooting the computer to where we're starting over. We're doing a full reset. And this time, you come with the ground, rules, raise the standards a little bit. And hey, if you mess this up, we done. We done. Ain't no talking, ain't no this your last chance type of thing, because hell, Pisces woman don't even want to do that. Don't even want to give you no second chance most of the time. That's why I said sometimes. Now, it depends how she feel about you and the situation. Now, another thing, and the reason I'm gonna say this, because once her heart is gone, that's what a lot of people don't understand about Pisces woman, is that once her heart is gone, bro, she can't like fake something that she doesn't feel, bro, because she literally, if she ain't feeling you, bro, that's what it is, bro. And you know how a situation be like when you don't like somebody, it ain't no conditions. It ain't like, oh, I like you sometimes, but only when you give me cookies and whoop-de-woo. Nah, bro. If she don't like you, she really don't like you, bro. And that's facts. She don't like you. And her actions line up to what she feels. So she cannot fake what she feels, bro. So if she love you, she love you. And that 9 times out of 10, she will maybe give you a second chance because she loves you. But think about it. If she doesn't, after what you've done, you've ruined that. Her heart is gone. See, that's why I be telling that's why I be telling people that once you do a Pisces wrong, you don't get the version back, because their heart is gone. So could you imagine what a Pisces would be like if it's a man or woman with their heart being gone? You ain't ready. Ain't nobody gonna be ready for that, right? So that's why I said, especially if a Pisces woman was deeply devoted until they emotionally moved on, bro. If somebody move on, why the hell would they come back for anything? What would be the point? They're done. They already moved on already. Ain't no point. You already done got on the damn highway. You headed to freaking Indiana and shit. Why would you go back to Arkansas to go, to do what? It's like, no, you've lost me, see? So at this point, the examples. Now, I'm going to say this clearly and precisely. When the Pisces woman no longer reacts to your calls, it's over, bro. It's over. I don't know why you keep calling. I don't know why you keep thinking that you still got a chance. It's over, bro. When she no longer reacts to your text messages, it's over. See? And I'm going to tell you, there is no emotional please, bro, after she's moved on, bro. Ain't no, I'm sorry, no, oh, can whoopie-woo, I was wrong. Because now she's found peace. Once she didn't let you go, she done found her peace. So now, worst case scenario, you start trying to guilt trip her. You start trying to, like I say, make her feel bad for leaving you. It's not going to work. See, but you try to guilt or pressure her, that's only going to push her further and further away. And let me tell you a secret. If a Pisces woman move on from you and knows that it ain't never going to work, we never getting back together, you best believe that she will create the distance, bro. That means that she's gonna get out of arm's reach to where she probably gonna end up moving out of town, moving away from that area so far, damn near 100 miles away type shit, to where you couldn't get back with her even if you tried, bro. Cause she's not there anymore, bro. And that's what Pisces would do, because they know you gonna try to reach back. And they like, nope, you're gonna reach back into oblivion to where you ain't gonna get me back. See? Now, that's why I say ultimately respect her decision, bro. Because if reconciliation was possible, it would be. So focus on your own growth when you mess up and carry those lessons that you learn from your Pisces woman experiences for future relationships. And like, comment, share, subscribe, y'all. Thanks for watching.